So what should you get to go along with your T2 Fusion Trainer? Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek, Fitness, and if you follow this channel for any significant amount of time, you know that for several years now, I recommend the T2 Fusion Trainer as the single best piece of home fitness equipment on the market available, period. It can pretty much do almost everything, and if you just had it all by itself, you can go a very long way to building muscle and strength. But like any piece of equipment, it does have some shortcomings. For example, you can't make the T2 Fusion Trainer way more than it does. So when you're talking about all your foundational movement patterns of vertical and horizontal pulling, vertical and horizontal pushing, squat, hinge, carry, and rotation, it's not very heavy, so you're not going to get any sort of way of doing carries with it, which is, you know, just by the nature of the product, something that is unavoidable. Like I said, you can't make the Fusion Trainer way more than it does. So another shortcoming that I think is with leg training. It's not impossible to build big legs with the T2 Fusion Trainer, but it is more difficult than any other muscle group with the T2 Fusion Trainer. So as with suspension training, I always recommend, and this would be my first recommendation for an add-on, is to add a weight vest. Because yes, you can do some of the isokinetic movements to do a squat pattern and add resistance that way using your own body, using your upper body against your lower body and doing squats and lunges. That's a little bit of a thing to set up, and it's also very difficult to, continue to progress. Not impossible, but it's just easier if you throw in a weight vest like you would if it was just a normal suspension trainer, which it isn't. But adding a weight vest gives you weight, which is one thing that it doesn't have. And with weight vest, you can also ruck. But it makes leg training with the T2 Fusion Trainer a whole lot easier. So that would be recommendation number one. The recommendation number two would be something like a sandbag or kettlebells. And the reason for that is if you like to do farmer carries and things, which you should do, it's a staple exercise, or should be. Not a lot of people are talking about it these days, but you need to get some sort of weighted object in addition to something you strap on your torso that you can carry and build up your traps. So I do recommend getting either like a sandbag or a couple of heavy kettlebell. You could use dumbbells as well, but sandbag's the cheapest way to go. Something that you can do carries with. And so that would be recommendation number two. And my final recommendation to add to that is, while you can, if you have like ceiling mounts, rig this thing up to do pull-ups, I've even rigged it up to do dips with my ceiling mounts with the handles to the T2 Fusion Trainer, but really, get a pull-up bar because you should do pull-ups. It is my favorite exercise anyway, but you should be doing pull-ups. So if not like pull-up and dip bars, I would say just at least get a pull-up bar so that when you build yourself up doing vertical pulling movements with the T2 Fusion Trainer, which it can do, you can eventually work your way up to being able to do pull-ups, which you should be doing. So there you go. Those are my three recommendations as the best additions that you could add to your T2 Fusion Trainer. Number one, a weight vest makes leg training with the T2 Fusion Trainer a lot easier and easier to progress. Number two, you need to be getting yourself either a sandbag or two or some kettlebells. Sandbag's a very cheap way to get a lot of heavy weight for very little money. Just so you can do farmer carries. And then number three, a pull-up bar, or perhaps even a pull-up and dip bars, something like that. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. If you haven't checked out the T2 Fusion Trainer, you should check it out. The link is in the description below. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't really care either way. Share this video with whoever you want, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want to support what we're doing at Theology Geek Fitness, you can do that by going to patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. $1 gets you in the door, gives you access to over 100 workout routine videos featuring the types of equipment that I use on a regular basis, as you see on this channel. And if you are a $10 and above patron, you can get in on my quarterly gear giveaways. All the money that I get from the patrons gets reinvested into the channel so I can continue to buy products to review to see if you can find them helpful in your training at home or wherever you like to train. And if I like it or if I don't like it, either way, if I'm not going to use it or if I use it for a while and then stop using it to use something else, I give that away to my patrons, first come, first serve when I post the video, so please consider that. And I appreciate you watching this video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.